a little pressure on him.
Stevens is the type of goalie who can steal 3 or 4 saves during a game. The big saves is what he does well. And Craddock has been Mr. Consistent, second in the country in saves per game.
Look at this matchup on March 22nd. Look at the shots. 95 combined shots between these two teams.
Princeton jumped up in that game 5-1,
yeah,
I believe.
5-1.
And then they basically traded goals the rest of the game.
The one thing that was interesting in that game, though, I thought Colin Mulshine did a phenomenal job on Sam King. He was held to 1 goal and 1 assist. His goal was on the crease. It was a beautiful behind-the-back shot, but Colin Mulshine was spectacular at guarding Harvard's quarterback.
Jack Spidell had a big game for Harvard, though. At times, Princeton put a short on him.
Yep, and he made him pay.
He got topside as a Dodger. So there's a chess match going on here today, Cotter.
One at the face-off dot as well. Andrew Mcmeekin, Jackson Henehan. Neither one of these two teams great face-off teams.
Oh, you're being generous. I mean,
big hit from Mcmeekin after he lost the face-off. Picked up, though, by Spies.
Mcmeekin is a unit. That kid is jacked.
Here's Freeman. Not good.
I will add to that Harvard graphic. They also beat Michigan, who I believe is still a top 20 RPI.
They are.
And they beat Boston University, who's a number 14 in the top.
So they want BU to win the Patriot.
No, not necessarily, too, because Colgate beat them, so it doesn't look as
You're
bad.
right.
So I think they're
Sort of
okay,
either
of those, Carolina and Duke.
It's a team that played in, what, the 2022 semifinals?
Yes. Yep.
When Coulter Mackesy was a freshman. They won back-to-back Ivy League championships, 23 and 24. Their playoff NCAA tournament success.
On a direct, hard point of separation. He made that all flow in at once.
Barraco trying to get it from Mcmeekin, but Mcmeekin gets possession. Slash call to boot, so they get the goal and they're a man up for a minute. This is a big face-off here.
Harvard still double poles on this man-up face-off.
Barraco takes the face-off. Mcmeekin, what a ground ball, too. My goodness.
Huge play by Mcmeekin. What a great play that was.
All you need to know about the confidence level of Harvard facing off is your extra man and your double pulling. That's all you need to know.
That's what you got to do here. But look at that. That's what they do right there. They force the turnover. Now they get it back. We're still...
To George, it's been 21 years now since the Cornell Lacrosse family lost George.
It's a terrific book. John Gordon, 21 Ways to be a Better Teammate. Whether you're an athlete or like Chris Cotter in a corporation. 21 Ways, Cotter, you can be a better teammate. I highly recommend it.
I should read that.
Dominant one-handed players. Cameron righty, you got Mackesy lefty. Kabiri's very two-handed. Burns right-handed.
Palumbo's two-handed. I got
very two-handed.
Scoring a gorgeous.
Very two-handed.
Lefty swim against Yale early this year, and then he just has a right-handed goal there.
Remember what he did in last year's tournament. 7 goals across those 2 games.
Fantastic young man.
Dunphy establishes his hip and shoulder position that clears his stick in the free.
And Dunphy also didn't take that extra beat, catch and cradle. There was no cradle there. Like he had his feet cemented into the turf, and in one motion, just let that go.
Oh, Mcmeekin just got leveled.
He looks hurt.
Sean Jordan lowered the boom. Still get possession, though.
That was a big hit.
The senior from Rancho Santa Fe, California, went to Torrey Pines. Got a bunch of California guys on this Harvard team.
Yeah, Harvard's always been a national program. Now more so than ever. PLL was out in San Diego. Princeton's gotten the ball out fast.
Yep.
And they've handled the Harvard pressure.
Yeah, if you marinate back there and try to clear the ball slowly, you're toast against Harvard.
Both of these teams had to marinate for an extra 2.5 hours through those weather delays before they were able to get this second semifinal started. So that may have had an impact on
during the season as a quote-unquote finisher. He's a lot more than that.
When I brought up the fact that Princeton shorted him last game, and I mentioned it to Jerry Byrne was like, I hope they do that again. He is so much more than an inside finisher.
throughout his career, he's been Robin to Batman.
Yep. And I'm thinking here, with all these athletic middies.
And Yale combined. But Barbecue Burns, he's drawn the shorty today, Cotter. He takes him up the right side and then becomes a feeder because he can free his hands.
6 different goal scorers now for Princeton. And a rarity, Harvard wins possession on the face-off to Malone. So we have gone back and forth really this entire game. No one's been in that second midfield line.
Yeah, Gaffney, Ip,
Botkiss. The domination by Mcmeekin continues.
Right, shooting it back to the goaltender's left. A high release to a low location. Puts the goaltender in a pretzel. And you can see that Stevens couldn't hold his feet. Didn't get any kind of push or move towards the ball. That's an exceptional shot, Paul.
It is.
Dangerous play here. Harvard got a little lucky that time. That's an unbelievable pass right now.
Well, the bigger picture here, Quint, and I want you to jump in here. With Syracuse beating Notre Dame today, and if Harvard wins this game, do you see a path where Army gets in?
I don't right now. I do not. Not by the criteria that is listed.
Not only do I not see Army getting in, but if Harvard wins this game, I could see them hosting a first-round game.
Can fill it up and do it from range, too. Came in as a midfielder, then moved to attack, and part of that incredible line of Hess, Hubbard, and Massey that won 3 national championships, but it's incredible what Coulter Mackesy is doing.
This is a great opportunity for Harvard, and they cash in with Spidell.
I love how aggressive they are off of this ground ball. This game is starting to get some momentum. It's got pace. It's got counters. There it is, right? Like, statistically, they lost that face-off. They lost the battle, but they won the war. And this is vintage Harvard, right? They're going to press and harass you right off that face-off win.
They ambush the face-off winner, and Spidell converts from point-blank range, but King was involved in creating that turnover.
And he got the GB and the assist, his first point on the night. And it ties this game back up at 8.
How many other attackmen are going to be that big of a fixture in the face-off game?
Right.
Sam King leads the nation from an attack perspective in ground balls and cause turnovers. I mean, that just shows you his value outside of goal. This year. Next year, they will not be together on the same site. And everyone will enjoy it together this year and say, what a great idea it is. Why aren't we doing this more?
Quarterfinals are at Hofstra University on Saturday, and the Sunday ones are in Navy, Annapolis, Maryland.
Championship at Foxborough. Princeton just...
And you saw that quick finishing ability on the backside, but I can't talk enough about the skill of Nate Kabiri and how smooth he is in terms of his passing, throwing those darts. And we talk about their end-to-end, how you have to defend them because of those through passes.
First time either one of these teams have led by more than 1 goal tonight. And Mcmeekin working to keep it that way. Needs some help, though. Just flips this one straight up in the air as he was going out of bounds. That's a brilliant job that time by Mackesy. Just keeping it alive so it's...
And then essentially tie that 3-goal cushion with Mcmeekin here dominating. That's the cushion you want.
Jerry Byrne needs a timeout.
Fantastic. Under 50%.
Syracuse, they
overcome and can chase down a face-off guy who wins the face-off. Like, to me, that is critical. Joe Keegan could give you that stat in his sleep. I get it. I would love to have it with regularity every week. Like, it's one of those stats that's on a typical team page.
And Mcmeekin wins another one. And this time, it's Princeton who calls the timeout with possession. and a 3-goal advantage and a minute and a half left to go in this semifinal.